She's very protective of me, and she felt like you're putting yourself out there to get beat up again.
With the news of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce making waves, a lot of folks are looking back to figure out what went wrong. One interesting voice in this whole situation is Jane Fonda. Her unexpected connection to the couple might give us some clues about their divorce. Jane Fonda, who got close to Jennifer while filming Monster-in-Law, had some serious concerns about Jennifer's relationship with Ben. These worries came to light in Jennifer's recent documentary, where Jane seemed to spot red flags long before anyone else did. She admits she was worried Lopez might get hurt again and questioned if their flashy romance was more about showing off than just enjoying each other. With a warning like that from someone who's been around the block, it makes you think Jane might have been onto something. There's even a clip in the documentary that hasn't gotten much attention, where Jane talks about a tense moment at the Grammys, hinting at deeper issues that could have led to their divorce.
First of all, I want you to know that I don't entirely know why, but I feel invested in you and Ben. I really want this to work. However, this is my concern. Like, it feels too much like you're trying to prove something instead of just living it. You know, every other photograph is the two of you kissing, the two of you hugging.
So when Jennifer got back together with Ben, Jane was a bit worried. She had seen how tough the first relationship was on Jennifer and didn't want to see her friend go through that again. During a heartfelt chat, Jane told Jennifer, "I really want this to work, but it feels like you're trying to prove something instead of just living it." Jane wasn't shy about her worries. Throughout the documentary, it's clear she was protective of Jennifer, almost like a mom. She wanted the best for her friend, but was concerned that all the media attention could lead to trouble. Jane felt that Jennifer and Ben were showing off their love a bit too much, which could invite criticism. Having been through the Hollywood grind herself, Jane knew the risks of living life in the public eye. The media, of course, played a huge role in their relationship both back in the day and now. From the moment they got back together, every little detail was scrutinized. One of the biggest moments of this media frenzy happened at the 2023 Grammys. The couple attended together, but what should have been a fun night turned into a media circus. Cameras caught Ben looking pretty unhappy during the show, sparking all kinds of speculation about their relationship. Jane noticed this too. She later admitted in the documentary that she got really scared when she saw the Grammy coverage. "I get really scared, you know, all that about the Grammys, and he looked unhappy. It's like, oh my God, what's happening?" She wasn't alone in her worries. Lots of fans started to wonder if everything was okay between Jennifer and Ben. The media's constant focus, combined with Jane's concerns, made it seem like their relationship was under a lot of pressure. What really hit home was a chat between Jane and Jennifer's longtime manager, Benny Medina. Jane called Benny and said, "I believe everyone is rooting for this love, and how you present it is super important. You don't want to flaunt it too much and invite any negativity." This conversation showed Jane's belief that too much public attention could be risky for Jennifer and Ben's relationship. Jane Fonda's warning, based on her years in Hollywood, now feels spot on. She noticed the issues before anyone else and wasn't shy about letting her friend know, even if it was something she didn't want to hear.
Later in the doc, as Jane gets ready to appear in Jennifer's film, the Oscar winner expresses concern over Jen and Ben's recent night out at the Grammys and the negative media attention that followed.
I get real scared, you know, though, when all that about the Grammys and he looked unhappy. It's like, oh my God, what's happening?
Nothing. He was like, "It's like I've become the symbol of the beleaguered man."
As Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's romance started heating up again, one thing became super clear: they had totally different ideas about how much of their love life should be out in the open. Ben, who had already been through the ringer with media attention during their first go-round, was really careful about making the same mistakes. He didn't want their every move plastered all over social media, worried that too much exposure could mess up what they had worked hard to rebuild. In the documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, Ben laid it out, saying, "When we got back together, I told her, I really don't want our relationship on social media." For Ben, living life under a microscope was a real stressor. He knew that all the public scrutiny had played a part in their initial breakup, and he didn't want to go through that again. It made sense. Being in the spotlight can really put a strain on any relationship, especially one that's already had its ups and downs. Ben's wish to keep things private wasn't about hiding their love. It was more about protecting it from outside drama. On the flip side, Jennifer Lopez has always been all about sharing her life with her fans. As a global superstar, she is used to giving glimpses into her relationships, and this one with Ben was no different.
Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. And then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like, you know, you're going to marry a boat captain, and you go, well, I don't like the water, you know. We're just two people with kind of different approaches trying to learn to compromise.
For her, showing off their love was just a natural way to express her happiness. She loved posting cute pictures and sharing special moments, but this clashed with Ben's more private approach. The tug of war between their different wants became an issue, with Jennifer wanting to shout their love from the rooftops and Ben wanting to keep things under wraps. Jane Fonda, who's seen it all in Hollywood, noticed this tension early on. She was worried that Jennifer and Ben were too focused on proving something to the world instead of just enjoying their relationship. In the documentary, Jane said, "It feels too much like you're trying to prove something instead of just living it." She knew from her own experiences that when couples try too hard to look perfect to everyone else, it can hurt their real connection. As time went on, it seemed like the pressure of balancing their public and private lives was really taking a toll on Jennifer and Ben. The more they tried to show they were stronger than ever, the more they seemed to drift apart. This all came to a head when Jennifer filed for divorce in LA County Superior Court on August 20th, shocking everyone in Hollywood and leaving fans heartbroken. According to court records, this marked the end of Bennifer 2.0. For many fans, it felt like the end of an era, and everyone started speculating about what went wrong. As the details of the divorce came out, Jane's earlier warnings gained new attention. Fans began to wonder if Jennifer and Ben had been doomed from the start, questioning whether they had been trying too hard to prove something to themselves. It raised a lot of questions about how outside pressures affected their relationship and if they ever really dealt with the issues that led to their first breakup. A person commented saying Jane called it, "Nothing beats experience." Another one wrote, "She should have followed Jane's advice." While we don't know all the reasons behind the divorce, it's clear that a bunch of factors played a huge role. The constant media scrutiny and the pressure to keep up a certain image probably made these issues even worse.
It's official, Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck, and we all knew this was coming, but the way she did it is what's interesting. Usually when somebody files for divorce, especially a celebrity, they tend to get an attorney involved to just make sure everything goes over smoothly, but J.Lo filed pro per, which means she filed by herself and without an attorney. Now, when big celebrities split up, there's always talks about whether the couple had a prenuptial agreement, and when Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce, none of the documents mentioned a prenup. Sources close to the couple told TMZ that there is indeed no prenuptial agreement. On top of that, a lot of people are talking about why Jennifer Lopez chose today of all days to file for divorce, and it's not just a coincidence. That's because today, August 20th, marks the second anniversary of that huge traditional wedding ceremony that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck had 2 years ago in Georgia.
You can't deny that Jane Fonda had a big impact on Jennifer Lopez. When they were filming Monster-in-Law, Jane became more than just a co-star. She was like a mentor and a friend, giving Jennifer advice that went beyond their work. With all her experience in Hollywood, Jane understood the crazy pressures that come with fame and how it can mess with personal relationships. She was open with Jennifer about her worries regarding Jennifer's relationship with Ben Affleck. Looking back, it's interesting to think that Jane's concerns based on her own experiences might have hinted at how things would turn out for Jennifer and Ben. Jane was a bit skeptical about the relationship because she noticed that Jennifer and Ben seemed more interested in showing off their love to the world than just enjoying it. She was worried that their need to flaunt their affection could backfire, especially with all the media attention they were getting after getting back together. In Jennifer's documentary, Jane's insights really highlighted her fears that the couple was getting caught up in what everyone else expected instead of focusing on their own happiness. The idea that Jennifer and Ben might have been trying too hard to prove something raises some important questions about how outside pressures can affect a relationship. If they had listened to Jane's advice, maybe they could have handled their issues differently, focusing more on their relationship instead of putting it all out there for everyone to see. But what do you guys think about Jane Fonda's warning? Was she right to be concerned about Jennifer and Ben's relationship, or do you believe the couple could have made it work if they had followed a different path? Share your thoughts in the comments. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video.